Good morning and welcome to another 1 hour build. Once again, we're doing rock, paper, scissors. Hopefully we'll get a bit further this time. I think we're on number 6. And we start with our tests. Define our game test module. Okay, right, so we've got our first test. We're going to describe the compare inputs function. And we're going to test when we have a same choice draw. Okay, run that and it fails because it's not defined. Okay, so if module game to def compare input and to draw. Okay, right, that passes. Test wins. Okay, so let's okay. Okay, cool. Test wins. Okay. Right, next one. Uh, okay, right. So we want to test when the options are not, where the inputs are not alphabetically sorted. So okay, and in fact we can copy this. And all we need to do here is enum.sort. Cool. Test more than 2. And what we need to do here is we will just make it unique. Okay, cool. And we want one more draw scenario. Test three-way tie. Yep, that works. Cool. Okay, so we've got our compare inputs function, and we are 8 minutes in, so it's not terrible. What shall we look at next? We need to declare winner. Test. And this function takes a bunch of choices and returns the winner or winners in terms of the players who are still in the game. Maybe needs to be maybe we need a slightly different name, but let's see. And the tests here are returns, retains all players. So this will take a map, and this will be rock, and a list of players who chose rock. Okay, so that will be a draw, and that should return the same list of players. Okay, it's undeclined, so let's start that first. Input is to all we need from here is map.keys winning result is equal to inputs. We pipe that into in fact, we don't need to do all this for this function. All we need to do is return choices and pipe that into map.values. And that will make that pass. Oh, okay, and we need to flatten it. No. Oh, okay. So this can be a private function as well. P all players takes the choices and then returns all of that. Okay, right. Ends. Okay. So now what we need to do is input is equal to enum. Right. Pipe that into map.keys. And then we need to do a case on input 2. And then we do, when there's a draw, we do that. And then if it's not a draw, if there's anything else, we capture the value. Choice, and we return choices at winning choice. Oh, yeah. Sorry, player 1 wins, not player 2. There we go. Okay. Cool. Paper wins. And let's test. What else do we need to test? It doesn't matter because everything else is covered by yeah, everything else is covered by the compare input functionality. Okay, what's next? We need to have a function that actually does what? You can declare a winner. This needs to be called from somewhere. if we have a game that's driven directly from the command line by calling the function, then this essentially does everything. But because you can just give it the choices. But we do need to build up those choices gradually with input. Okay, so I think we need to make it listen for inputs. Registers inputs. And I think this is the point at which we need some state. We need an actual gen server, and we need the ability to read that state. So let's start off with a function here, def state, and we're gonna, doesn't take any argument, and it does a gen server dot call. Gonna call ourselves, and we're gonna say state. Now here we're gonna need to, well, in fact, we can try with this. Game dot state is equal to process call. So this is when we then use gen server. And of course it's not started, so we need to set up the start supervised. What we're going to start is game, and the argument we're going to pass it is that, and we can give it a name of game. Okay, it just needs module arg. Okay. Okay, and then we need to return. Okay. Now I think this is where we got stuck last time. Let's just double check. I think we need a def start link that takes args, and then it does gen server dot start link module args name module. Okay, right, so the server's up. And then we need our handle call. And so handle call, and this gets the call, which is going to be state, and it's going to get a from, which we don't care about, and it needs to get the state, and it needs to return a reply with the state and the state. Okay, cool, that's working. So what we want to make sure here is we need to be able to send the input. How do we send the input? for now, from here, we can send the inputs by just calling a function. So game.play, and we can send it the name of our player, and we can send it the choice, which is going to be rock. And we expect this to be a map that has the choices map inside it, and that will have rock, which would be a list, and the player 1 will be in there. So play isn't defined or yeah, that's fine. So def play player choice to gen server call. We want to do cost here actually. Module, and we want to say play player choice. And then it's going to fail because we haven't defined handle cost. Cool. Yep. Let's do server there, and then and this doesn't get from, it just gets the state. No reply from here, and we return the state, but we need to state. Oh, in fact, what we can do here, we can do state chord play player choice. Okay, and we delegate all of that to a new private function somewhere here. Play, and I'll take a state and take a player and a choice, and it will do. I'll return a new state, but what I'll do is state map.update choices fn choices, and we're going to take choices and pass it again into map.update for. The key will be the choice. The default will be a list with the player in it, and if there is already a list of players, we are going to prepend our player. I can do that. A bit tidy up. And players. There we go. Yeah, choices was not found in map. Because we don't define it in our initial state here. So, oh, not there. We want to def init args to, and we're going to return okay, and a map with choices, which is an empty map, and this needs an import server. Alright, use that for now. Okay, right, so that registers inputs. we need to test that only players in the current game can play. What we want to do is game.play not registered player and assert game.state should be an empty traces map. Okay, yeah. So what we want to do is first of all pass a list of players here. We might need to parameterize this in the future, but for now it should be fine. That'll be fine. And then in our init, what we want to do is say X players, and we want to say pending players. Right, so that gives us a list of all the players who, for whom we're still waiting for choices. And when we record the play, what do we do? We need to make this all conditional. Case state enum.member state pending players player who if it's true, then we can do all this stuff, and if it's false, then all we do is we return the state unchanged. Okay, so now we've got more info in there. Interesting, we want to remove that from player from pending choices actually. Pending players, isn't it? So this should say no pending players. Okay, so this should be Okay, right, so that works. What else do we need to do? We need to trigger the round declare winner to the judging. We need to trigger that when all the players have played. But before we do that, we can just test and say players can only play once. Player can only play once. And basically what we want is what happens here. And then we just want to duplicate it and say that exactly the same thing happens. Yeah, and that works. Now, how do we handle the judging? What we need to do is when all players have played, we can send ourselves a message to say now we're ready to judge. We just need to figure out how we check that from our test. We could say something in the game state, but I think it would be better if that was all asynchronous. Yeah, let's use message passing for that. So we can do well, come out of here and add Phoenix pub sub. Add okay. And then what we're gonna do is and the name is gonna be pub sub. Or it can be test pub sub anyway. No, just let it be pub sub for now. So now we have a pub sub, and we can add a test to say we can add a new describe block message passing do, and we can do add a new test. Let's say logs game creation, and we can say so we need that same setup block in here. Assert. So we need phoenix.pubsub. In fact, we can put this in here as well. Phoenix.pubsub.subscribe. We'll subscribe to pubsub, and we subscribe to the generic log topic. And then we're going to do assert received. And what do we want it to be? It'll be log, and it'll be game started. I should probably log the players as well. So it'll be so made it a list instead of a tuple. I've done the same presumably here, yeah. Okay, so now we need to, when we start the gen server and then it do phoenix.pubsub.broadcast to the pubsub, and the topic is going to be log, and we're going to broadcast a tuple which is game, call it started. Okay, let's see. Maybe we just need to insert receive rather than received. Game started player 1, pubsub log. I need to subscribe from in here. I can't be getting stuck on this again. What if we start the game in here after we subscribed? That'll be why. Yeah. Subscribed after we started the game, and therefore we don't see the message. There we go. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. And in fact, that can probably be assert received. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so so then in here we can also subscribe to the log topic. And we can test game triggers judging when all players have played. So we can do an assert receive. Should be. What should we receive? We expect to receive judging inputs. Do we need anything else here? We probably should log choices, and that should be a map. With whatever we choose. So, probably rock. interestingly, it doesn't really make sense to have a game with one player, does it? Or does it? It could do. I suppose if there's only one player, then the one player has won. It's a bit pointless, but we can do that for now. Oh, so if we just do that, right, so what we want to do is when we record the play, at the end of that, we want to say if length of state pending players is 0, then process.send after. We'll send it to ourselves, and the message will be what should it be? It can just be judge. We'll just send that after 0 milliseconds, and then we can handle another cast. In fact, before we do that, let's just run it and see what happens. We'll complain about there not being. Oh, yes, because I'm doing that after. I'm running the implicit return. So I need to make sure state is equal there, and then we just return the state here. Yep, unexpected message. So now we need that handle info. Handle info. Okay, that might be interesting. Gen server handle info. Just judge. So, first thing we can do is we can do phoenix.pubsub.broadcast to pubsub. We can broadcast the log topic and say, what did we expect to say? Judging inputs state dot choices. Is that what we expect? Yes, it is. Okay. Well, actually, we need to get the judgment here. So let's start save. We get a results, and we can say, what do we want to know? We just want to know the player who won, so it should just be player 1. And I think we can do that when we handle judge. Can do a case here. No, do remaining players is equal to declare winner. Choices. And then we can say case remaining players do, and if it's one player, then we can do stop. I think it's called normal. And we can do state. Otherwise, we can just return no reply state. But what we do is we update the remaining players. Essentially, we reset the game for the next round. And what we do is we call this players. In fact, it doesn't matter because we've got it there anyway. And we can do a just put it here. We do want to make sure we return the state, and then we do map.update remain pending players is gonna be our players. That needs to be a function though. Do we need to update it? No, we don't need to update it. We can do map.put. I think that's fine. That because we're just replacing it. Map.put traces, and traces will be an empty list, an empty map now. $45 state. Yeah. Okay, and then we need to actually return the result, message out the results. And then we can do that. We probably do want to say maybe we can do that. We can just say the game is won. Okay, right. Now we do really need to think about having more than one player. I think in setup, we can make our setup parametric. Xbox.pm unit. Tag, there we go, that's what we're after. Okay, so we can do a tag of players. Players. We can give a list of player 1, 2. Okay, so that's going to break everything that doesn't have a tag, right? Yeah. Okay. Three failures, cool. 2, 1. Yeah. That's because we have two players there. Right, so we can do the same. But with 2 players. Replays. Replays until there's a single winner. player 1, comma, player 2. Game result should be draw player 1, comma, 2. There we go. Yep. Ah, no, it's not that one, it's the other one. It's this one that needs to be the other way around because this one gets players prepended. And what we need to do here is if there's more than one winner, we can do that. Oh, yeah, this is in the wrong order. Okay, cool. And then what we need to do is repeat all that. In fact, we can copy that and go from there. So player 2 chooses scissors. So we're going to have in here, we're going to have scissors. And then we're going to get player 1 winning. Cool. Okay. Right. So we could add some more tests here. I think we're okay for now. We've got about 2 minutes left. So we have an actual game that will run. It doesn't track the round number. It probably should at least keep track of the round. And we really do want to start adding some players and interactivity here. But we've got 1 minute left, so this is as far as we go for today. Thanks for watching. Take care, bye.